Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, Wednesday, February 1st, 2023. Stand up for your country. Secretary of State under Donald Trump, Mike Pompeo, warming up in the bullpen. I can see him. He's throwing a few fastballs. We're going to have him here. But first, Tyre Nichols buried today, a national tragedy, and that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points Memo. Memphis, Tennessee. Funeral was delayed a little bit by weather. Vice President Harris was there. Reverend Al Sharpton gave the eulogy. Appropriate for the vice president to attend, no doubt in my mind. Sharpton is another matter. I'm not going to get into that today, but when he eulogizes or shows up, immediately that polarizes the event. Okay? The funeral was held at Mississippi Boulevard Christian Church in North Bellevue, Memphis. So we need some perspective here. I've gone over this on TV and radio a little bit, but I want to reinforce it because it's very important. To demonize or generalize about America policing is dangerous. Not only unfair, but it's dangerous. This is the last line of defense between us, we the people, and criminals who would hurt us. So to attack the 800,000 American law enforcement personnel is suicidal. All right? And we must understand that there are bad police. You know, I put evil in the population at 15%. 15% of human beings across the world are evil. That's my assessment. I don't think I'm far off. So you would have to apply that to any police agency. So the poor police, the bad police, the evil police are going to cause trouble. But let's look at the stats. All right? Again, 800,000 law enforcement officers on the job today. All right? In 2021, let's start with 2022, last year. Put it up on the screen, and for the people listening on the radio, I'll run it down. 1,192 people killed by police. Most of them were armed and dangerous. 2021, 1,147. 2020, 1,155. 19, 1,098. 18, 1,140. Now remember, there are 330 million people in the United States, not counting 15 million undocumented. And those are the numbers. So you can see it's infinitesimal, the people who are killed by police. And again, in that number are criminals shooting at police, trying to hurt police. Now, I could break it down further, but it's hard because the local police and state police report to the FBI and they distill it and all. But the stats I just gave you are in stone. So you don't demonize the police. However, you got to find out why this happened to Tyre. Why a 29-year-old American with no criminal record, unarmed, working at FedEx, trying to get home after work is dead. The only way you find that out, the only way, is to deeply interview the 5 officers involved who themselves committed symbolic suicide. They killed themselves and their families. So there's not one dead here, there are 6 dead. Because those cops are going to be in jail for decades. But you have to find out why they did it. And the only way to do that is for Governor Bill Lee of Tennessee to assemble maybe 3 or 4 individuals, all academics, maybe a law enforcement person in there as well, but, you know, a criminal justice person, to go and interview separately these 5 police officers. And at first, you're not going to get anything because they're going to be on the defensive, and they may not be forthcoming anyway because of their upcoming trials. The lawyers might say, don't say anything. But you've got to after the trials or whatever, you've got to find out why they did it. And then we can start working on that problem. There are 5 of them. If you don't have that data, you're never going to solve the problem. This is, oh, we need new policing training, we need this, we need that. It's all blather. It's a micro problem. Let's get down to it. So I hope the governor of Tennessee will take my advice, form that committee, and can start investigating now the backgrounds of these individuals and talk to their friends and family and try to assemble why this happened. So we can cut down on this kind of stuff, which again is rare. And that's the memo. All right, President Biden actually got a busy day for the president. He had a meeting of the Competition Council. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds good. Then 3:15 meets with Speaker Kevin McCarthy about the debt ceiling. That is a crucial meeting. Now, it's on Sean Hannity's radio program today. We talked about it extensively. It is posted on BillO'Reilly.com. If you want to hear the conversation about Biden-McCarthy, that's where you go. And then at night, it's goodbye, Ron Klain. Hello, Jeff Zients as the White House Chief of Staff. So there's a little, I guess they'll have hors d'oeuvres and Ron will go out, everybody will be crying and all of that. So busy day. And Biden may not get into the sack before 8. That's cheap shot. I'm sorry. The president's beach house was searched today in Rehoboth, Delaware. No documents found. That should have been done a month and a half ago. But they searched it finally. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, the timeline on this investigation, but there you go. Now, something caught my eye yesterday because my thesis here is that President Biden often doesn't know what he's saying, literally does not know what comes out of his mouth. So before he takes off for New York City yesterday to talk about the infrastructure, a reporter asked him this. Go.
Catholic bishops are demanding that federal tax dollars not fund abortions.
No, they are not all doing that. Nor is the Pope doing that.
All right, so that's absurd. Of course, all the bishops and the Pope object to American Catholics paying for abortions. That's not even debatable. And I'll prove it to you. So 5 days ago, Bishop Michael Burbridge, the chairman of the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, issued a statement. Here's what the statement says. Protecting taxpayers from being forced to pay for abortion in violation of their conscience is a principle that has enjoyed historically broad support about Americans, regardless of their otherwise passionately divided views on a topic. And that was 5 days ago. Okay? There isn't a bishop, a Catholic bishop on earth who could continue in his position if he favored taxpayer-funded abortion. Not one. Pope Francis, considered a liberal pope, here's what he said. This is 2018. I asked you, is it right to do away with a human life in order to solve a problem? Is it right to hire a hitman in order to solve a problem? One cannot. End quote. Now, Biden, he doesn't know any of this. He doesn't know what the Catholic bishop said or what the Pope said, and he doesn't care, even though he's a Catholic. He doesn't care. If he cared, he'd know. So he just spews this stuff out. Oh, no, the Catholic bishops don't object to taxpayers funding abortion. Insane. That, and I use that word literally, that's insane. And that's dangerous. The President of the United States doesn't know what he's saying. Now, another very controversial statement. Put it on up. I'll read it for the radio. Quote from President Biden. If we don't stay under 1.5 degrees Celsius, we're going to have a real problem. It's the single most existential threat to humanity we've ever faced, including nuclear weapons, unquote. This was said yesterday at a private reception in New York City. Okay, so the Biden administration puts climate change above everything else. And we see it. That's why we're having so many problems economically, because of the attack on the fossil fuel industry. And now it goes into foreign policy. It's worse than the nuke threat. Inflation at its highest level in 40 years. Interest rates skyrocketing. We all know that. Market experts like Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, not only predict a recession, but are using scary terms like economic hurricane and unprecedented. So, you need to call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Please call them today, and they will have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They have thousands of satisfied customers. They're the highest rated firm in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. Please call 866-501-5201, 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Again, 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. All right, here's some mail. Let's go to Julie. It's about time someone sues Bob Woodward, and I don't think it will hurt Donald Trump. Bill, I'm surprised you think Trump has brought all this chaos on himself. I didn't say that. He said brought it on himself. But he needs to pick his battles, because if you have a controversy du jour, it exhausts people. Hugh Oldham, Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, as Vietnam vet, from experience, I know why the Memphis police officers acted the way they did. They are in an active war zone. We kid ourselves when we're shocked when rational thought is missing in these violent situations. You see, I respect your service, Hugh, you know I do. But you and all the other Vietnam vets didn't do atrocities, okay? And 99.999% of police officers in the USA in the worst conditions don't do atrocities. So it's not an excuse. Maria Burns, Costa Mesa, California. The Ben Ferguson analysis of the awful Memphis police situation is the best I've heard. That is why we are here, Maria. We are bringing you compare that interview I just did, okay, with Mike Pompeo to any other interview he's done. Just compare it. You have to see the difference. Marilyn Ayers, Liberty Lake, Washington. The great spa in the sky awaits us all. That brought a smile to my face. That was the message of the day about baby boomers getting older and expiring. I hope everybody read it on BillO'Reilly.com. George, concierge member. George gets direct access to me. When the NFL refused to do anything about players kneeling, I walked away. You know, look, I respect that. It was outrageous what happened. I respect it. But it's the game. And the NFL is a monopoly. I like the game, and I watched the game. I didn't like what they did with the kneeling, that's for sure. Amy Gottwait, Royalton, Minnesota. Just ordered my no spin coffee mug. You're not kidding when you say these mugs have lifetime quality. I got a little chip in one of mine. It's 10 years old. And I was like, what? But we have the best mugs on earth. We also have the best shirts, the new polos. I just got 2 of them myself. No spin. We have blue, navy blue, and white. Check them out. Killing the Witches, the new Killing book out in September. You can pre-order. You will like this book. It will surprise you, may shock you. Word of the day, no temerity, Temerity, when writing to me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine, write back with a final thought. Bill O'Reilly here for Lone Star Transfer. Many timeshare owners are upset that their yearly dues continue to increase. And the annual fees never stop, even after you quit using the property. So if you are stuck in a timeshare, you're not alone. With an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau and hundreds of 5-star testimonials, family-owned Lone Star Transfer is the only company you can trust, guaranteeing the release of all liability to your timeshare in writing and in a specific time frame. Lone Star Transfer's customer service is second to none. They will make your experience a pleasant one, done legally, ethically, and quickly. They have 15 years of experience in the timeshare disposal business and are here to help you. So start the new year off right with a free, no obligation consultation. Call 855-551-7066 or go to LoneStarTransfer.com. 855-551-7066. Okay, here is the final thought of the day. Tom Brady retires today, age 45, 23 years in the National Football League. Super Bowl appearances 10, Super Bowl wins 7. Best quarterback ever. This is a achieved excellence story. Not the most gifted quarterback. He achieved excellence by mental and physical discipline. This is how he did it. Now, could I do what he did? I was a quarterback. No. I mean, the regiment that he set up is something like, well, but it was worth it to him to be the best, and he is. So we applaud the achievement of excellence in every field. This is very important, and I teach this to my urchins. You were born with talent. Every human being is. This is why I believe in God. This simple, very simple, I'm a very simple man, linear thing. Every human being, even people with disabilities, mental disabilities, they all have talent, innate talent, every one. You find it. That's the key to life. You find what you're good at, and then you turn it into a profession. Then the only thing that will stop you is if you divert yourself into substance or you become, a lunatic. But then in America, you have the pursuit of happiness, the opportunity to rise. So what Brady did, he was the last guy taken in what they call the NFL draft. I mean, nobody thought he was going to be anything. All right? And what he did was he just worked his butt off. And when I say worked, it wasn't just doing sit-ups and throwing passes. Changed his diet. I mean, he had everything going for him. And then he, under pressure, came through. Now, that takes courage. All right? People crack under pressure. They do so because they're afraid. And courage is something you can summon up. Can't be taught. But it's easier to be cowardly than it is to be courageous. It's much easier to be cowardly and shrink away. And Brady had all of that. So when I watched him over the years, I know him a little bit. I met him at the Kentucky Derby. He was very kind, very nice to my daughter, who was a big equestrian at the time. And Brady sent me a signed jersey. I mean, he's a good guy, smart guy, good family, Irish Catholic family. And, I connected with him on that level. And I'm sorry that he's gone through some hardships personally. If I was his advisor, which I am certainly not, I would say keep your private life as quiet as you can. That's never a good thing for any celebrity, ever. It never works out. Just be private, private, private. There's a reason why it's called a private life, okay? Press gets a wind of that, no good. But Brady, I think, is a person to be studied, even if you don't like football or sports or anything like that. I mean, what he did, he turned himself into the greatest. He made himself the greatest. I mean, it's extraordinary. So he's saying goodbye. Fox is paying him gazillions of dollars to do commentary. I don't know if he's going to be good at that or not. But, if he puts half the energy in that he put into the sport, he'll be close to the best. Thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News this evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. I want to tell you about Ghost Bed. Ghost Bed has been designing high-quality sleep products for more than 2 decades with more than 50,000 positive customer reviews. Wow. Ghost Bed has luxury mattresses and premium sheets that get softer with every wash. Their mattresses have a cooling feature. Each is made with their signature Ghost Ice fabric, perfect for hot sleepers. Get fast and free shipping, plus a 101-night sleep trial with free returns. Trying their mattress is truly risk-free. So please go online, take their quiz to find out the ideal mattress for your sleeping style. Get 30% off Ghost Bed mattresses plus 2 free luxury pillows, or get 40% off when you bundle a mattress with their award-winning adjustable base. Use promo code BILL at ghostbed.com/bill to take advantage of this fabulous offer. That's ghostbed.com/bill, promo code BILL. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.